You ever catch yourself spiraling over something that hasn't even happened yet? Like you're playing out a million worst-case scenarios in your head, just burning energy, losing sleep. For what? Eckhart Tolle would probably just look at you and say, "But where is that problem? I don't see it. Is it here? Now?" That's the whole thing. Worry doesn't actually live in reality. It lives in time. And if you're always stuck in the past or racing into some imaginary future, you're never really here. And if you're never really here, of course you're going to feel anxious, tired, and off. Let's talk about that. Eckhart doesn't say worry is bad. He says it's pointless. Because worry can only exist if you're lost in thought. You're either replaying some old memory that's haunting you, or you're jumping ahead to a future that hasn't even happened, and might not happen at all. But your body, your breath, they're not in the past. They're not in the future. They're right here. And that's what Eckhart means when he says, stress is being here but wanting to be there. You're living this moment like it's just a waiting room for the next one. But when does the next one actually arrive? It never does, because even when it does, it shows up as now. So this is the trap. You're carrying your mind into 100 different moments, but your body is still here. No wonder it feels heavy. No wonder your chest is tight and your sleep sucks. Your system's confused. The moment you really see this, like feel it for yourself, not just nod your head, that's when worry starts to fall apart. Not because you overcame it, but because you stopped feeding it. So here's the weird part. You can be sitting on your bed, nothing going on, no one texting you, no boss yelling. The world's calm, and yet you feel like you're under attack. Your heart's racing, you're overthinking, you feel restless, like you need to fix something. But there's nothing to fix. That's worry. That's what Eckhart calls psychological time. You're not reacting to life. You're reacting to your mind's idea of life. And I know, we've all done it. You check your phone 15 times for that one message that never comes. You replay that conversation from 3 days ago, imagining what you should have said. You lie in bed already bracing for some future version of you messing up something that hasn't even started. But do you see what's happening? You're using this moment, your real, breathing, living moment, to suffer for something that isn't even real yet. And the problem is, your nervous system doesn't know the difference. It doesn't go, "Oh, this is just a thought, we're fine." And slowly, without realizing it, you build your whole life around trying to feel safe again. That's how people get stuck in that maintenance mode, where life is just about preventing disaster instead of actually living. But you can't think your way out of that. You can only drop out of it. And that starts with awareness. Just noticing when your mind drags you out of the present and not following it like a dog chasing a stick. You don't have to stop worrying with some 10-step routine. You just have to see that it's happening and that most of it was never actually yours to carry. So here's the thing that nobody tells you. The second you notice that your mind is doing that thing again, you've already stepped outside of it. That little click that, oh wait, I'm spiraling. That's power, because most people, they think it's them. They think the voice in their head is just how life is. So they obey it, argue with it, run from it, or let it run their whole damn day. But not you, not anymore. You noticing that thought like, why am I worrying about this again? That's you not being the thought. That's the crack in the matrix. And from there, you don't have to change anything. You just don't have to believe it anymore. And look, this isn't about becoming some blissed out monk. You'll still worry, you'll still spiral sometimes, but you'll catch it way quicker. And every time you do, it loses its grip a little more. That's the real growth. Not that you never fall into the loop, but that now you know it's a loop. You don't decorate the prison cell anymore. You just walk out the moment you remember the door's not locked. And over time, that remembering, it becomes natural. Almost like a reflex of like, oh, there's that anxious thought. Cool. Anyway, back to my life. No drama, no inner war, just noticing and choosing presence. That's what Eckhart meant. Freedom doesn't come from controlling your thoughts. It comes from realizing you're not them. So next time you feel that tension, that mental buzz of something's wrong when nothing really is, pause. Take one breath. Let that thought float by like a cloud and come back here to this second, because this second, it's where your life actually is. You are not the voice in your head. You are the awareness behind it. And I swear when I first heard that, I was like, wait, hold up. So all this time I've been following a narrator that isn't even me. Think about it. That voice that's always stressing, doubting, nitpicking. It sounds like you, but it's not you. It's like a playlist that got stuck on repeat. And the songs? They're all about fear, lack, control, and overthinking. And here's the plot twist. You don't have to fight that voice. You don't have to argue or convince it to shut up. You just stop being it. You notice it. And then boom, you're already outside of it. But most people, they never question the voice. They just think it's truth. They think, oh, I'm not good enough. And they believe it without blinking. They think, what if something goes wrong? And spiral for 3 hours. But when you pause and go, wait, who even said that? Something unlocks. You shift from being the storm to being the sky that holds it. And the sky doesn't try to calm the storm. It just lets it pass. Eckhart's entire message. It's not about escaping the mind or being perfectly peaceful all the time. It's about knowing when the mind is trying to pull you into the movie and choosing to stay in the audience instead. No popcorn, no judgment, just watching. So the next time that mental noise kicks up, whether it's worry, guilt, regret, or some old tape from childhood, try this. Don't change it. Don't fix it. Just see it. See it for what it is. A pattern, a habit, a soundtrack that plays until you unplug the speaker. And when you do that, when you just breathe and observe, the voice loses power. Because it's not driving anymore. You are. Here's the thing no one tells you. You weren't born to sit around analysing your life like it's some unsolvable math problem. You weren't meant to constantly dissect everything. What you said, what they meant, what could go wrong tomorrow or 10 years from now. That's not living, that's surviving on autopilot. And I get it. Overthinking feels safe. Like if we just worry hard enough, maybe we'll avoid pain. But all it really does is numb us. It keeps us stuck in a loop where nothing ever actually happens. Just thoughts about life, not life itself. But guess what? You don't owe your thoughts a response. You don't owe your worries your energy. You can just stop playing the game. And the second you do, your entire system breathes out. Like it's been waiting for you to drop the weight. Because underneath all the noise, there's stillness. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, it's just there. Steady. Waiting for you to come home. And maybe you don't know how to get there yet. Maybe it's been so long since you felt that quiet that it almost feels unfamiliar. That's okay. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just waking up. And waking up doesn't always look peaceful. Sometimes it looks like pulling yourself out of mud with shaking hands, but you're doing it. And if you're ready to go a little further with all of this, there's an eBook we made called The Awakening Path. It's not preachy or overwhelming. It's more like a slow walk through everything we just talked about. You'll find it in the description. That's it. You're already on the path. Now just keep walking.